And welcome back. For our first conversation this morning, we have been joined in studio by no stranger to us here at GBM. We have been joined by Elise Gayon Vernon. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And she is wearing a different hat today, not as a beekeeper or as an anchor, but as a chairperson for Biscayne Village. Good morning, my dear friend.
Good morning and congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
There's so much that I want to get into, but first I need to find out from you, what inspired you to decide, hey, I want to enter the political fray as an independent candidate?
It's something that I've been doing for a while. I was on the independent slate in 2022 to where I lost to a coin toss.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it was an interesting start to this whole entering of politics, so to speak, into village council. But I stayed by the council side. That was an independent council as well. And I worked with them behind the scenes, even though I was busy doing queen things as well at that time. And then the opportunity arose this year, and I was asked if I would consider. And I thought about it for like a month, for like 2 months. I prayed about it. I asked my family what they think, because I don't make any decisions alone. And really, I like to give back to my community. I like working in my community. I like to be or inspire change within my community, within young people as well. And I saw this as an opportunity to do that as well. And it was no light decision. Like I said, I took a while to think about it, and I prayed about it, and I had to figure if this was the path that I wanted to take. And at the end, I decided that, you know what, I can do good through this platform, and so I'll go through with it.
What are the, and I think this is good for our viewers that might not live necessarily in a village or in a rural community, because you said that last time you lost and it was basically fated by a coin toss, sorry. Your responsibilities as chairperson, what do they entail? What would you have to do? You said give back to the communities, but in what ways?
So one of the most important things, as we know, is to lobby for the people. We are a small community. I believe the last census only had us at about 700 people. And it's something where it is important that they have a voice to speak out for them, because there are areas in my community that still does not have access to municipal water, that does not have proper roadways, that does not have the proper lights that they need. And we have been in an area that is rather forgotten in a sense. And I think with my platform that I had before, I can use that to continue to lobby for them, to ask for what they need and to try and get that done. Alongside that, I am also responsible for helping people and bringing them together and improving the community. So some things that we were trying to do were increased trainings. Something as simple as CPR trainings that we have been having in Biscayne to increase safety within our community. So these are different things and different ideas that we bounce around on the council. And I have a strong council, an excellent council. And we have a lot of things in plan. And so that is more or less our responsibility, really, to just ensure that the people are taken care of and covered.
What was that campaign like during that period in time where you guys hit the ground? I ask because there's a rule and then people go against the rule, so to speak. I say that because village council elections shouldn't be politicized by party lines or what have you, but that's exactly what happens, right? So now you have an independent slate headed by you. You have whoever would have been a UDP slate or whoever would have been a PUP slate. What was that campaign process like, knowing the competition that you guys were up against?
So leading into my answer for that question, something that a lot of people told me was that, oh, you're going into politics, that means that you're going to have to become like everybody else in the game. When I was campaigning, I was quite upfront, and I told the people, I am not coming here with false promises. I'm not coming here to tell you that I'm going to do something that I can't. What I'm here to tell you is that I will work I will work my hardest to ensure that we get seen, that we get on the map. And I think that is exactly what we're doing here. We're putting Biscayne on the map. But I was quite upfront that I will not take away from my morals, that I will stand on what I believe in. I am Elise, a resident of Biscayne, wanting to do good within my community. And, well, I think the people heard me because I got voted in. And it was no easy process. We did have another slate, the PUP slate, coming up against us. And you know what? At the end of the day, we are all Biscaynians. That's what we call ourselves.
Interesting word.
We all
Gotcha.
live in the same community. We work in the same community. So at the end of the day, I think that it's not necessarily to work against each other. But if we both have the same intent in mind, then why can't we carry that through? Even now, after the independent slate has won, why can't we work together now to make that happen? And so that was just my train of thought, especially when campaigning. I was trying to explain to people that we are here to work with each other. We're not here to fight against anyone. And really, that is what the independent slate is about.
Yeah. I have to tell you, kudos. We've said congratulations, but it's really and truly inspiring that you won your seat, your slate won as well, as a young woman, not just a young person, but a young woman. It's very difficult to be taken seriously, especially when you are a pageant winner. You have all of these other hats that you wear. When you were campaigning, what were some of your strategies to ensure that people did take you seriously?
So, without the makeup, I look 12. Or maybe 16.
I understand you.
Maybe borderline 16. So I definitely had to try and look a little older, and it's so sad to me because Indeed. Then they have, because my vice chair, he's a lot older, and I asked him to run by my side, even though he had his reservations. He was like, I don't want to run again, but I asked him to run by my side because he's so knowledgeable. He knows about the community, and he was happy to help as always. But they would turn to him thinking that he was the chairperson or the person going up for it, and then I had to be like, oh no, it's me. I'm cheerleading, and I think that is the dynamic that we kind of need to change, because we keep saying, I mean, I've heard it over and over again, oh, young people need to get into politics, or young people need to want to make a change. And the minute a young person comes, we look to the other person.
They can't handle this job.
And so it's kind of a change in the system that we need. But I think, well, I know for a fact that me winning this have inspired so many. I have other people reaching out to me, young people who are like, I'm going to run on this independent slate. They're reaching out for advice. They're asking how can they participate more. And I think that is a little change in the little country that we call Belize. And if we can do that, what else can we not accomplish?
Yeah.
But this is the start of a journey for you, right? Where it doesn't end with you being crowned, nor does it end with you being named the chairperson. It's the beginning of a process where, in earnest, you will be interacting with the area representative, right? In earnest, you will also be interacting with the government of Belize in terms of being able to ensure that your people, all 700 of you guys in Biscayne, get the goods and services that you guys need as a community, right? So now my question is, how do you plan to do that in an atmosphere where we're saying, look, if you're not aligned with the party of the day, it's an uphill battle for you to get the bare essentials that you need to go about your business. How are you proposing to overcome that hurdle?
It is something that I've heard over and over, especially going up for this. So you're independent, that means you're against the party. That means you're running against the government. Oh, they won't help you because they're the one in power. I think this starts at the head. If I want to work with you, and you are willing to work with me, then why can't we get that done? At the end of the day, I think I said it on the news as well. When you don't work with me, it's not me that hurts from this, that suffers from this. It's an entire community of people. It's the entire Biscayne and their kids and the kids' kids that will suffer from this. Not Elise, not the independent slate. Now, Biscayne has some level of division, like any other village.
Yeah.
The first thing we need to do is try to come together, because divided we fall, united we stand. So I'm asking my Biscaynians to let us come together, because one voice will be heard, Biscayne voice, if we come together. Now I'm asking the area representative, we have spoken about it. He said that he is willing to work, I am willing to work. So let's make that happen. It's for the people. We are non-partisan as a party, as a slate, so to speak. But at the end of the day, that allows us the freedom to work with whomever come our way. As long as you have good intent for the people. And I have good intent. So it shouldn't be hard to accomplish.
I get the feeling that somewhere along this road, you will be courted to go either red or blue.
Yeah.
You know how these things go, right?
Somebody will
once you get your feet wet and you do a somewhat remarkable job of the things that you set out to do, the big leagues will come and say, hey, come cross with a blue or come cross with a red. Where do you stand on something like that? It seems inevitable, but where do you stand on something like that?
Look, we each have the choice to vote for whichever party we want. We have that choice. I have that choice as Elise, you have that choice, and you have that choice. Now, to run for greater things, that is something that I would, again, have to pray for and decide, because that is not something that is in my mind at the moment. But it's not something that I would not consider to say. I say never, but also I have to take into consideration what my path will look like I started off. And it's something that I tell every young person: you are going to make a decision, you need to plan it out for your life. Now, if I'm going to be courted, I stand on being for the people. I stand on being independent. Now, I don't know if that have to come good or what, but at the moment, that is where I stand, and that is why I run independently. And I'm sure that people will come and they will ask me, and I'm not sure how their proposals will look, but my stand at this moment is that I am not aligned with a party. I will not go left or right. I am here for my people, to work with my people.
But here, sorry, I just wanted to chime in, because I feel you, and I think that that's why a lot of people do run independently, because they perhaps their vision or their philosophies don't align with either of the major parties. But in order for you to succeed in some of these activities and some of these constructions and so forth, you do need funds.
Yes.
And how would you plan to lobby for some of these funds as an independent candidate, or how would you go about perhaps fixing some of these issues if the area rep says, well, right now I can't give it to you?
We do have Friends of Biscayne, and we invite other people to also become Friends of Biscayne, because you know, you're not investing in just a community, you're investing in the kids that are coming up. So please feel free to reach out to help. But we do have other people outside of government who help with various events that we have. But at the end of the day, there are some responsibilities that are for the government. There are some responsibilities that Friends of Biscayne shouldn't have to support, because it is what taxpayers' money are paying for. And that is where the friendship between the village council and the whatever minister or area rep that I must deal with comes in place, because at the end of the day, we can pay for the little Christmas parties or whatever, but the bigger issues are still here at hand that needs to be dealt with.
Infrastructure and what have you.
Infrastructure especially. And that is something that is or should be covered by the government. And that is where I am open to work with you, because at the end of the day, this is for my community. So while I can invite so many others to please reach out, we do have needs in Biscayne that we need friends to fill. We also have things that the government need to help us with. And that is the thing, a lot of the independent the slates that are going up right now, they're reaching out and they're asking the same question. And I'm saying, you're not asking these representatives to help you. It's not a favor. It is what they're elected for.
Indeed.
My people have given me the job of chairlady. When we vote in a representative, we have given that individual a job as well to look after us. We're not begging, they're not begging me, and I am not begging them. It's a hand-in-hand relationship. And it might sound very naive because we do live in a real world where this does not typically happen, but I am more positive in a sense that I think we can get there.
You have to be optimistic.
I think we can get there, slowly but surely.
I want to step back a bit though, because then I'm looking at you as a young person, and when I look at where you've come from, I can't add it all up together, like beauty pageant,
Beekeeper.
then beekeeping and farming. Then
She could wear all the hats she wants.
Yes, and you should. You should. I'm simply saying that if I were to look at a clear career path or a trajectory, right? Most of us would go from A, B, C, D, and it's very linear, right? But when I look at you, I would want to say they're all over the place, but then it all makes sense. So perhaps you can explain to me.
I could tie it up together for you.
Yes, go right ahead.
So, my main goal, if we want to focus on me now, my main goal is to become a veterinarian within the rural communities to work with large animals. So that kind of links the farm. And the veterinarian. But it also reflects my personality, because I could have been a small animal vet in Belize City. I could have go work out the Cayo with Baja. But my dream is to establish a foundation where we don't have to hire people from the outside to come all the way up there, because it's really expensive, especially for small farmers, to bring out the veterinary help that we need. So that, and I am working towards that. I am completing my veterinary technician degree at Galen, which is an excellent degree as well. And it's a start towards my end goal. Now, the farmer and that is linked in that way, but the farm is my foundation. It is where I grew up. I grew up with my animals and my grandfather. Oh, and before I forget, Happy Father's Day, Grandpa. But that was my foundation. And that kind of led me into the veterinary field. Now, where do I live? In Biscayne. I don't believe that you can live in a community and not give back in some kind of way. You are there, you are growing things on the land, or whether you just live there, you are in that community. You have to give back in some way or the other. I don't believe that you could live in an area and not do so. How could you? So, and I know so many people prefer to keep to themselves, but any little help, even if it's just to pick up the little trash in front of your place, that helps, that gives back. But I seem to take that on a different level every time. And through pageantry, I was able to work with the people around, and that helped me to build so many other personality traits, which then now later helps me to lead my people as a cheerleader. And I'm still growing. I am young, I'm still growing, but all these different things tie into my personality trait where I love to help people. It's how I was raised. It's what I guess God instilled in me. I love to help people. So whether it is as a veterinarian, as a cheerleader, as a queen, it all ties back to who I am as an individual.
And you know, I know that we're looking at all of the different hats, and they do tie together. I really hope that the way that your mindset is and everything does not change in your political career. And I do call it a political career, whether you decide to continue on as cheerleader, move into more of the larger scale of politics. There is a sense of ambition and leadership that comes out of you. Even running is a confidence trait that not many people have. So I do give you your credit. I think my final question, Elise, is what do you want? What do you want from your community, and what do you want from you, not just your rural community, but your Belizean community when it comes to community fulfillment, when it comes to creating a particular space for young people, creating a particular space for togetherness? What do you want?
A lot of the times we sit in our houses and we complain and we talk to each other, and it's just that mere words. We say, oh, do you see what's happening on the news? Oh, do you see what's happening within this certain sector? Do you see what is happening? And we don't do anything about it.
Yeah.
We sit and we talk, and we've seen this in every household. And at the end of the day, that doesn't change anything, because we can use words all we want, but if it's not reaching a certain set of people, or if action does not come with it, then no change will happen, and we'll stay exactly where we are. And that is on every level. That is whether you have something to say about the environment, about something to say of the state of my community, Biscayne, because a lot of us think that we have stayed the same for a long time, but yet we only complain and we don't do. It's the same with the political atmosphere in Belize at the moment.
Yeah.
A lot of people are at home complaining, or even in the Facebook comments complaining, but what are we doing to change it?
Yeah.
What are we doing to improve it? So what do I want? I want people to start implementing action with their words. Because I can put in the action, I can put in the work, but just me, I can't make a difference alone. No man is an island. One person cannot. But if you put in the action, and you put in the action, and everybody at home start working towards what they feel passionate about, imagine the change that we can implement.
I agree.
If I have an event, you come out, you make that change, you come out, you support, you work. And that is how we will see the subtle changes in the system. It won't happen overnight, but at least maybe my kids or my kids' kids can see that.
It's a long
Man,
time.
spoken
I
like
know.
a true politician, but you're right.
Oh my goodness.
No shame in the game.
You're right. No, it's well said.
It is.
Right? Clearly, you're well spoken and you're able to articulate exactly what your thoughts are, and I respect that. And from my end, I wish you well. I mean, at the end of the day, you're just a start out, and there's a lot of work to be done. How long is the term? 3 years?
3 years.
Okay, so there's a lot for Elise and her slate to accomplish in Biscayne for 3 years.
Yes. Good luck,
Right.
and we wish you the very best. I'm pretty sure we will be keeping tabs on Cheerleader Elise. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
All right, coming up after this commercial break, we have a wrinkle in the studio to talk about their 40th anniversary. Don't want to miss that conversation. We'll be right back.